It's the exact opposite, where that cell phone is essentially the replacement for the brain, and you just become a screen scrolling doom scroller at 7 years old. It's very tragic, but that's what's happening.
I don't think it's that fatalistic. I think that children have an impulse that we start to lose as we get older and more set in our ways. And I do know for a fact that a lot of the time that impulse manifests itself into creativity. Even at its worst, the people who are, some of the people who are involved in a lot of social media who have cell phones they shouldn't have, they are trying to, they're still a creative impulse. They still want to generate something. They still want to create something. They still want to manifest some reality in their lives. I don't think it's that hopeless. I do think it's detrimental, and I think it orients them towards consumption and towards susceptibility to programming through these digital transmissions, but not all hopeless.
I just remember you made this comment somewhere last year, no, 2 years ago, even in July or something, about your son reading at a certain level, and Isa was like, "Oh, come on, I'd be better than him." I was like, "Why are you comparing yourself to a 6-year-old?" Yeah. I was just thinking about it this weekend, actually.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Listen, in totality,
well,
I mean,
I'm proud of you.
It's easy to make fun of people, but also, I mean, if you are fluent in multiple languages, I mean, you have to give everybody who has an accent a little credit, because, I mean,
are you trying to compliment me?
No, I'm just saying, if you speak English for 40 years, or you read English, I mean, you're going to have a greater mastery of the language. I mean, because it does come down to how many words do you know? Because you can't have the thought without the words. So it's easy to sound stupid because your vocabulary is not very expensive in English.
I don't know. Can you say that conclusively, that you can't have a thought without the words? I don't know.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. You can't have the concept if you don't have the word.
You can't have the concept without the word. A baby doesn't have a word for owl, but it definitely conceptualizes things that result in pain. I mean,
meaning like there's no such, like in the American English language, there's a lot of words that we do not have that appear in other languages. Like in the Native American language, they have words for that we don't have but do exist.
Well, there's right. I mean,
or don't exist. Yeah, basically.
In a series of mouth sounds, to speak a language is to claim familiarity with a subset of the total capable mouth sounds that we can make. Generally, when we speak about language, we're talking, spoken language. There's always a nonverbal component, but generally a familiarity with the concepts that are tied to those specific sounds, and a familiarity so that you can reflexively react to them.
Well, sign language would be one way to exchange concepts without words.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
Oh, Diego, I love you. I'm coming to New York because I miss you. I really miss you.
I wanted to ask Edmund something from the previous room.
Yeah, but I don't remember what he was saying.
So you were saying something before Zach entered the room, Edmund, about, I think, is it deportations?
Oh, I was saying, everybody says pussy comitatus, that you can't violate that. But, Trump said on X, essentially what Napoleon's argument is, it's not a violation of the law if I'm saving the nation.
Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to send it to you.
So,
the hypocrisy.
If it's the maxim, I think he posted is, it's not a violation of the law if it's to save my country. Which is like saying I am the law, which is that famous Napoleonic maxim.
I wanted to send it to you, I forgot, and I know that's
but my point is,
I probably would have read it anyways.
My point is, there is a nation.
I probably wouldn't have read it anyways.
You would or you would not?
I'm just joking. I said I probably wouldn't have. It's cool as
one sentence.
It's cool as I'm scrolling through these through our chat history, and there's a picture that you did send with a disposal date. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh no, Abby's life of concealment has come to an end. Go ahead, Diogenes. Post it as your PTR. Let's see this face of this fatty.
I don't need more men thirsting after her.
No.
Who's fatter, Abby or Monica? That's what I want to know.
Me.
Really? Damn.
You can call me fat.
If it's true, it's true. I mean, you're out here a lot. I never hear you at the gym. You go, oh, I do all my exercise outside. That's your excuse.
Huh?
I do all my exercise outside.
Why are you so big?
That's what people say who don't go to the gym. They go, oh, I do all my exercise outside. That's what I've been hearing for years. There's nothing like going to a gym.
I don't go to the gym because I don't like the gym culture.
It's not culture, fatty. It's called gym technology. Have you heard of this thing with a T, the T word, technology? It's like these machines.
We've discussed this every single time.
Just saying, do you want to maximize your potential or do you just want to be a fatty?
I don't care.
You don't care exactly. You're a fatty. That's what fatties don't care.
Okay, I accept it.
Go to the gym then, fatty.
No, I'm not.
Are you reliving your father's
No, we have a compulsion in life to work, but fatties don't have a compulsion to go to the gym and work. That's the big problem is gym first, work a job and career later. Without the gym, all your other shit is mediocre.
The gym, health can come also true, like outside activities.
Haven't we already had this conversation today?
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of like.
That's what fat people say. They get sick of these conversations.
Hold on, now I'm getting confused.
I don't want you to take it from me, but I'll just.
Oh.
I can't believe you're gonna take this from me. Okay, hold on.
Okay, well, out of.
Since this is technically like the Diogenes Abby show, Abby, is there anything with regards to Diogenes that you don't approve or agree with? That's what the world wants to know.
Yes.
No, actually,
Yes.
the things,
Yes.
Is he perfect in your eyes in the same way that
hold on.
Diego is perfect in Nora's eyes? That's what the world wants to know.
Hold on, let me fucking answer, okay?
Hey, why do you have Mike Wazowski as your profile picture?
I made that image. What are you talking about?
Is Mike Wazowski. Anyways.
You're talking to me? Go ahead, Abby. Spit it out, fatty.
Okay, hold on.
No,
The only thing I didn't
spit
agree
it out.
with was comparing to Nora. That's
I
it.
couldn't hear you. What did you say?
No, you should have listened better. That's
I
it.
couldn't hear you. You were mumbling over your own lips,
you
fatty.
missed opportunity.
You said something about Nora, but everything was
Okay,
like
go ahead.
blurred.
Alright, go ahead. Ask me a question.
Is there one thing about me that you don't? Okay, I have another thing.
Oh, shit.
You live in America.
Hey!
And it's so far away from me. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like
be
it.
honest, it's okay.
I don't like it when you're insecure.
No,
You shouldn't be insecure.
Aw. I'll try not to.
Good.
What I like about what I'm doing and what I hope that what I'm doing is not only
Okay, it's not about you.
not only do you watch the videos of the people that you may have friction with on this app, but I also hope that those people that have friction with you watch these
Yeah,
videos.
go ahead. I'm honest. I've always been honest. I will tell them myself if they want to. Come ask me. I don't fear like anyone going against me for my honesty because this is who I am.
Can you guys help me? I recognize this song. It's like. No?
It sounds like a terrible pop song.
Yes.
Okay, found it. No, I mean the tweet, not the song. I'm not that good at homicide agent.
That's also, I'd like to add it. There's one more thing I don't like.
Oh no. What is it?
You sometimes freelance for the,
I'm trying my best not to.
Well, you're Jewish.
Oh, wow, that is Donald Trump. Holy
Well, according to
shit.
Issa, my father is what is it? Muslim. It's funny because my dad is not a Muslim. My dad hates Muslims.
Oh, did you see the top comment?
No, what is it?
It said, Trump is Napoleon posting on less than 1,000 ICE arrests a day and you're blackpilling.
Oh. It's not for me the same though. I don't see that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the show that don't send it to you.
Okay.
But maybe you send me something.
Oh my gosh. I wonder which photo I sent to you without doing this thing.
I just pinged it.
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh my god, thank God it's not that. I didn't know. If you never mentioned I would.
You fucking took it!
Huh?
No, you didn't. It's still there. No, you didn't. Still there. Huh. Thank you. I'm watching it right now on repeat. I just watch it on repeat when we talk.
I will send normal pictures to you, but I'm just shy, you know?
Oh, I don't care. I like this. One of my employees this morning was just like, he's getting over a rough breakup, so he's blasting this trash pop song, and I can't get it out of my head.
I don't listen to new songs actually.
It's not new. I feel like, so it's, this guy is black. They
Oh,
listen
that is
to,
a funny one actually. I love this comment.
yeah. It's so good. You're Trump is Napoleon posting on less than 1,000 ICE arrests a day, and you're blackpilling. Oh man.
Oh my god, that's Scotty in the previous room. He's like, fuck the Jews. And then at the same time, he's like dick riding Trump. It's like, how much more can you be a fucking oxymoron?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he said, fuck the Jews. And then said, he's a big Trump fan. Trump is going to save us. So, do you know you're not paying attention? How could you miss that?
See, this is where I think, if you have J-word derangement syndrome, you also have T-word derangement syndrome. No, Diogenes has both J and T derangement syndromes, Abby. That's what I'm saying.
It's for a reason.
What's the reason?
And also, Diogenes, Ellie here trying to blue pill me.
I thought that was consistent. I thought he keeps trying blue pill you.
No. Like he got me. I was just like, whoa. Like,
Diogenes.
I told him like I'm gonna sleep, but then he was like, yeah, but like what about this? What about that? So I used to turn all be philosophical with me, and remember that?
I have a blue pill, you motherfucker.
Huh?
That's not blue pill.
Yes, you are.
It's not. This is not blue pill at all.
You are blue pilling me.
I'm de-radicalizing you, maybe, but
you will never
de-radicalizing you.
To be honest, Ellie, without Diogenes, I'm still like this. It's just convenient for us.
Who's us?
Me and Diogenes.
Yeah, what? You're not going to be able to de-radicalize her after I...
No, we will not.
Issa, anything to say?
About what? Right from you a long time ago.
Yeah, Brock, you just interrupt and cause her dopamine flow interruption. So therefore, she can't stand having you interrupt her dopamine flow.
Hopefully, all this is streamed to YouTube, guys. We have Edmund in the room and PP.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. He streams on other platforms?
Rick, I wrote up a summation of your investigative journalism, and I support it, and I sent it to the New York Post. I hope you don't mind. Thank you.
What, I was like, Rick, you're going to be famous too.
What does that entail, Chicago Cheeseburger?
Well, I created a transcript of your audio.
Wait, was it from this room?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we're going live, folks. We're going live. You have all the live We're going live. And the easy spin zone is that the girl who doesn't sleep was bullying Nora so hard that it drove her crazy. And you have clips of her bullying the shit out of her.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I do. I submitted it under IBTC News Incorporated. But see, what I did is I spun the title that Diego coordinated a domestic terrorist attack by MK Ultraing an Islamic radical. So Diego's also going to face legal repercussions, as well as Clubhouse. They may shut the app down because of radicalization.
Can you send this information to the FBI for the Nora investigation?
Yeah,
So
I
they can-
CC'd them on the submission to the New York Post.
Yeah,
I sent it to the head of the New York field office. Thanks, everybody. You did great work here today.
Rick, Issa retold the story about the mariachi band too.
What?
I saw Rick that Issa retold the story about the mariachi band and how Diego has that power over people's minds.
And the
Yeah,
thing is, though, she has a history of mental illness, and she's been hospitalized before.
On recording.
So she's going to. The fact that she is mentally ill, she has a solid alibi, and like anything for like, they're not going to be interested. I would think with some like terrorism or something like
No,
that with her.
they did a psych evaluation and she was released from that
Yeah, she was
mental
released,
place
yeah.
and said that there was nothing wrong.
Mhm.
But yeah, that they
Yeah,
they
she's
released
safe
her-
for
they did a psych evaluation. Which is
How'd you get that info?
it's go to the New York
sources.
Times or New York Post. She was supposed to have an arraignment on Saturday too. But yeah, she had a psych eval, and mind you, I think that she looks like she's having a psychotic break. However, those are her deeper thoughts, and we know that.
A psychotic break is a one-off. This is a thing that she does all the time, and it's known that for her hatred towards the Jews, and she is a person that has normal conversations here, and all that is really. I mean, everybody can say that she just hates the Jews. She just
Here's
wants
my
them all
thing.
dead.
All right, so New York Post, the article drops. Like, can we get the Clubhouse version? Like, are we accredited or?
Okay, so Rod, you're going to have to shut up for 1 second because otherwise I'm gonna have to move you again, and now I will not bring you.
That's fine. That's
So,
fine. We need our own newspaper.
Rick, so how do you feel about this being a Jew? Honestly, I know she's your friend, but do you find this acceptable?
I don't think that she's just.
Hold on. I just want to know his own view, his own feelings about it. Being a Jew. Ricardo, I'm talking to you.
He's the only Jew on stage too.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Hey, sorry, I was actually getting something that I'm gonna send to you. But what were you saying?
No, I was just asking, how do you feel about this? What's your gut feeling tell you, being a Jew, that this is happening and she's your friend?
I don't know. I don't have anything to say about it. Either direction. It's
But would you consider her a friend?
not really, no.
Like, really? Like, imagine, I mean, she hates the Jews so much, she might be calling you her friend. But
I've known
isn't
she's
that
always-
concerning to you that if she's this crazy, one day she might be able to do something to you?
No, I've always
Like, do you trust this person? I just want
Yeah,
to know.
Issa, I mean, Clubhouse is voluntary. I mean, nobody is like paying people to come here. I mean, the point is, we're subjected
Well,
to
they pay
listening
you
to.
come here.
Yeah, I know I get paid and I produce, but the point is, the Diego and Nora Bandura show is going to be the hottest show as soon as she gets back. It's going to be fire.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but we should find
People
out.
come with cameras and film you in your underwear on YouTube, live streaming Clubhouse rooms, whatever. It
Okay,
doesn't
bro,
matter.
you're going down.
No, honestly, if Diego and Nora have a room and it is uncontrolled and they bring in the clubhouse demons, it will be fucking fire. It will be a dopamine fireworks show. You can count on that.
You need to stream that.
100%, Brock. You're wrong, right? I mean, he's a good producer. The Nora Bendor world premiere movie is going to be a hit classic.
But is this something that like we want to?
Did I say something wrong?
Is this something we want to know?
Yes.
Do you think that,
Yes,
like,
I hope she comes back, and I hope Diego actually has a room with her. But I know he won't. I mean, I think he's very embarrassed over this, and he's worried about some, ramifications with regards to his wife and children.
No, he's not.
You don't think so? I'd be embarrassed.
I know.
You're very sure.
I think he is embarrassed because he is trying to kind of like whitewash what happened and kind of like, oh, but we need to understand what was the whole story. She must be super scared right now, looking for her family. She needs friends. She needs compassion. And he kind of like gets upset when people say something about the story, whatever.
Well, I think he just doesn't want to be associated with it.
No, let's be honest.
He's embarrassed.
Let's be honest. He is a spreader of Jew hate and total misinformation and propaganda, and he's a low IQ dandruff sufferer. And his low IQ dandruff suffering Jew hating bitch cunt got her ass exposed for being a fucking domestic terrorist. So you tell me he's not embarrassed now that all this shit is coming out and he can't hold his Jew hate courts on the stupid app with his dandruff suffering neo-Nazi bitch Arab cunt?
Oh my gosh, Brock! Every time you do that, my favorite aunt. She passed away, but she always did that. Every time you do it, I think of her.
Yep. That's that, folks.
We're going live.
Is that not the Looney Tunes? And that's all, folks.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting that I didn't know? Because I thought she had been born in the US, but she hadn't. She was born in Jordan. She was born in Jordan and she grew up in the US, so they can deport her. They should deport her.
Well, but she's not illegal.
Yeah, I know, but you don't want to have a terrorist,
No, but she doesn't have her
soil,
family.
so you can send her to Jordan.
All of her family has the criminal record, I guess, of like her siblings and things like that, and her uncle. Like these people have all been in jail multiple times for things.
You can always revoke a citizenship if she's born in a different country.
If she's a terrorist,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not true, David. You can't just revoke a citizenship.
Cannot you revoke
So
the
you can.
citizenship? Hold on. If she's a terrorist, cannot you revoke the citizenship?
Not for what she did. No.
Ah, so you're
No,
saying you
but
can.
she admitted on camera.
No,
She
that's
said,
like
I
you
am
revoke the
conspiring.
citizenship.
I am plotting with ISIS and Hamas.
Yeah,
And I
that's a
want
stupid thing to say.
Yeah, but she's a citizen of Jordan as well. So
I mean, she's clearly. I doubt she's ever talked to ISIS. I'm guessing.
She didn't even say she talks ISIS.
ISIS and Hamas put a statement out there that they don't recognize Nora, that she's so crazy. They don't want to be. They don't want to.
It would be far-fetched.
Related to her.
Remember you said that companies and like what kind of the.
They put when they officially rebuked her, they disavowed her on the grounds that she's a catfish.
I know that, but he said that for like essentially. So
Believe him.
it wouldn't be far-fetched if that company had some work with ISIS or right or no?
What?
That company she used to work for, you said that the background of that
Are you
company.
talking about CARE?
It's not about care. It's an
Yeah,
It's an organization.
Yeah, he said that that organization has a background for like anti-Semitic.
No, what I said is that this organization was classified as a terrorist organization in 2014 by Saudi Arabia and other Arab states. So it is still allowed to be on U.S. soil, but in the Middle East is considered a terrorist organization. So on their Arab, on their Middle East, whatever conception, she is a terrorist.
Well, then, if they're considered a terrorist organization, it'd be far-fetched to say that they work with ISIS then.
I don't think like the individual people that work for them would have any. It's basically where they get their money from. Like
No, but if you work for a terrorist organization, you are a terrorist.
Not what the United States is not considered a terrorist group.
I don't know.
Well, maybe but Saudi Arabia considers it a terrorist
Hold on a
organization.
second, Isa. Since the room does have my name in the title, may I speak? Please let me
No,
know
you
when
may not, because it's not your name. You are not the owner of the name Diego.
Okay, well, you let me know when I'm allowed to
Well,
speak.
the name and your name is Domingo. How's that?
Sorry, it's Domingo, not Diego.
Why is he upset?
It was my mistake. That was a brain fart. I'm sorry. I'll go on mute.
You're emotionally triggered. A premature ejaculator.
And honestly, I don't know what you said. You just came in the room. Do you even know what we're talking about?
I want to know what Domingo has to say.
Sorry, what?
You know, I respect the moderators. I'll stay on mute until the moderators want to allow me to speak.
No, I'm asking you, what would you possibly want to say? You have just joined the room. You don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, what I heard when I joined was the question of, do people that speak on behalf of terrorist groups, should they also be considered terrorists?
No, that's not what we said. We said people working for terrorist organizations are terrorists.
Yeah, but if she works for CARE, her job is just to like, I don't know.
If you work for Hamas and you're just the receptionist of their HQ in Gaza, then yeah, you would be considered a terrorist.
But she worked in Kentucky. Okay, what was her job? Maybe to advocate for.
Pepe, okay, but this is a terrorist organization named so by Saudi Arabia. In the same way that Hamas is a terrorist organization classified so by the US and not maybe by Jordan. I mean, the world recognizes it as a terrorist organization. Maybe in Jordan they are just a group of whatever, I don't know, like nuns or whatever you want. But they will be classified as a terrorist organization. If you ever said that you worked for Hamas, you will be considered a terrorist. Maybe not in US soil, but if she ever puts one foot in the Middle East and they know that she worked for CARE, then she will be considered a terrorist.
Not necessarily. You have to understand, they can't. It has more to do with their funding. Why we know that yes, there's a lot of unsavory people in the Middle East that fund CARE, and yeah, maybe they're in communication with the higher ups. But
Pepe, you are not understanding what I'm saying. If Saudi Arabia,
She's saying it's an opinion.
if Saudi Arabia considers this organization a terrorist organization, Saudi Arabia will also consider Nora a terrorist. All right. In the same way that if the USA considers Hamas a terrorist organization and you happen to have been the receptionist of Hamas in Gaza for a couple of years, you would be considered a terrorist because you worked for Hamas.
Yeah, I guess that we have to define what a terrorist is because people have bastardized what a terrorist is. And just like how people have bastardized what the word racist means. Like it just.
Oh my God, it has nothing to do with it. If there is a terrorist organization and you work for it.
But they also say that.
Oh my God. Not in Gaza, for Hamas. Are you retarded?
Yes, but anybody who worked in Gaza,
not in Gaza, but for Hamas.
You're not letting me finish. Your beater brain's not working. Hold on. Okay, Hamas was in control of Gaza, right? Hamas had the ultimate say in Gaza.
Okay, maybe I should have brought.
You would be
Let's
working
take it
for
back,
Hamas.
Maybe I should have brought up another example then. I don't care the current situation in Gaza and who was in the government or whatever. I am talking about, imagine an HQ, an office organization is a terrorist organization. And it's just logical to assume that anyone having a role there, especially when she was the director of foreign affairs, then she would have a role in being a terrorist in that organization. And probably in other places where they didn't consider this organization as a terrorist organization, they wouldn't give a shit.
Well, and just like searching it even on Google, like there's, I mean, so essentially that's like an opinion. So I mean, let's just use it as the U.S. Joe Biden said that Trump supporters were domestic terrorists. So like we know that until we have the full understanding. I mean, I can't sit here and say I don't know anything about CARE to say that it's a terrorist organization. So like that just falls.
Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
no, I know that like
shit. It was named as a terrorist organization by Saudi Arabia. That has nothing to do with national terrorism or Biden or anybody's opinion. No, I don't care.
Right. Isa, check your back channel.
I won't.
So essentially, CARE, as we know from, that's just, we can't say that it's.
Saudi Arabia named it a terrorist organization in 2014. So if Saudi Arabia thinks that CARE is a terrorist organization, let's just use logic. Don't you think that Saudi Arabia would also consider the people working for CARE terrorist supporters or terrorists?
Oh yes,
I would think so. So if Nora maybe, and I'm sure that if they decided to name that organization as a terrorist organization, they have paid close attention to who has worked for them. I'm pretty sure that if Nora puts one foot in Saudi Arabia, probably she will be a suspect because she worked for what they considered to be a terrorist organization. Correct. They will deny it, or maybe they will arrest her in their soil.
They would arrest somebody, an American citizen. That would just cause more problems.
Well, that would be the only thing that would protect her. You're right, that she's an American citizen, but then she should never go to a place that calls her organization a terrorist organization.
But you have to,
And
no, I
especially,
get what you're saying now. It just came full circle. So like, because it's U.S. just doesn't consider it based on the U.S. Framework of it. It's not legal than that.
Yes.
In the Middle East, you're right. Okay, I got it.
but I'm sure even Saudi Arabia would look at it. Okay, some of the higher ups, the people that are funding it and so forth, they would consider them like terrorists. But the peons who work in local offices, I highly doubt they would think of them as suspects.
So it's based in the U.S. CARE is based in the U.S. So under U.S. framework, they're not considered that.
No, I know
If they were in the
Saudi
Middle East, then in the Middle East, they would consider it to be that.
No.
yeah, and especially Nora worked for this organization after it was named a terrorist organization. They named it a terrorist organization in 2014.
Exactly.
Nora- Nora worked there. Okay, you're out. And Nora worked there up to like, I don't know for how much time, but she was there up to 2020.
Right. What did they say? They explained it to be like a civil rights.
Or she would even talk to the people who were terrorist sympathizers in her role. I mean, they're.
No, you're missing it. You're missing it. It doesn't matter in U.S. soil. It doesn't matter. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't matter because the ones naming it terrorist organization is another country called Saudi Arabia, and for them, it is a terrorist organization. If USA doesn't believe it's a terrorist organization, it doesn't matter.
That's very elementary. But I'm saying that I think even Saudi Arabia would have the discernment to know that a local peon that works for CARE is not going to be in the know or have any knowledge of terrorist activities or sympathies within the organization. They're likely not a terrorist.
Well, if you have the title of director of foreign affairs, probably you would.
Company this weekend.
I I mean, would you say that pretty much everyone in Clubhouse that we would be considered terrorists by the things that come out of our mouth?
Some of us.
Well, not mine.
When you're in a public lobby screaming death threats and that you hope they get beheaded by international terrorist organizations, that might be cause for concern. And maybe you should wake up and know there's a terrorist problem in this country. And people on this app use it as propaganda to spread hate and misinformation. Maybe a lot of low IQ dumb people do that. Do you know any?
I'm saying that like what she did, that would be considered okay. I don't want to label someone a domestic terrorist, but there's
no look at somebody who was, I don't know, upset by the Palestinian war, where there is an objective fact. Yes, there are kids and children that are dying that are, I'm not saying deliberately, but they're dying, okay? And they feel a certain way about it. And so, since
they can feel all they want.
Death upon them, like that's different from saying, oh, I hate, to me, it's more, I don't know, it didn't seem that outrageous what she did. She was doing it in reaction to the war, not to them being Jewish, per se.
Pepe.
What, she's a war correspondent or something, Pepe? She's a fucking mentally deranged fucking catfish. She's stupid on top of it, Pepe. Kind of like you. She's got a fourth grader fucking education.
And also, Pepe, she is allowed to feel and think whatever she wants. If she wants to hate the Jews in her heart, she can do that. If she wants to come and say it in Clubhouse, she can do that. What she cannot do is go and attack physically anybody, whether they are a Jew or not a Jew. She's crazy to think that it is okay to go and assault someone, and on top of that, say out loud that she is supporting or she's plotting with terrorist organizations. If she was a little bit smart, she wouldn't be doing this shit. But she is so smart. Her hatred is so strong that she doesn't even measure the risks of her actions, and she deserves what happened to her.
It's called super stupidity strength. That's why all these rooms are low IQ dumb people talking about nothing, wasting time, just like you, Pepe. You and Mon for years creating fucking stupid rooms. You're stupid, Pepe. Read a fucking book, dummy. You're a historian, right? You're a fucking historian on the fucking World War II and the Nazis. You're a fucking Jew-hating idiot too, Pepe.
It was obviously stupid.
Why am I out of
herself? I mean, at the same time, even once again, if some fucking Jew is sticking a fucking phone in my face, she's obviously already agitated.
Pepe, you're not the kind of fucking terrorist asshole that's gonna start calling out, I hope Hamas fucking executes you and cut your fucking head off. You're not that stupid.
If somebody is sticking a phone in my face, the last thing I would do is start to act crazy and start kicking him and start saying, oh, I am plotting with these terrorist organizations and I hope they all come and kill you.
Yeah, and he didn't just start filming her. She fucking said something to warrant him pulling his phone out to film her because she's a dumb bitch.
I know. You messed with that wrong too today. Some nasal.
What? She did?
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice man.
That was an objectively true statement that he said.
Yes.
Whatever he says is
The charges that were brought on him.
Isa, can you send me the name
But
of the
Pepe,
guy?
you know what I'm more concerned
Can I
about?
send you the name of who?
The guy that was filming whatever. Because I want
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Telegram.
Pepe, what I'm having a problem with is like when you say stuff like, yeah, to me it's not like that bad what she did. It's like, what would you consider bad exactly? Because she actively called for a political system that we would essentially be all dead in, and she said that she wants terrorists to kill all Jews. So what in that?
Oh, you didn't know Pepe's part of the far-right extremists on the internet? He's secretly a Jew hater.
The last time we were talking about morals, and how he thinks that like making money off of like people like that are poor in society is bad. But calling for hold on, Rob, shut up. Okay, but calling for the death of millions of people through like through terrorists, you're saying that's not bad. So I'm having trouble like figuring that out.
Sure, I would say that it's unethical to be ethically wrong to say that, but to me, like we do have freedom of speech. It's hard to say. I don't think
You're rambling. You don't know when to shut up.
Freedom of speech doesn't absolve you from your actual ideas. Like it just means that the government can't come after you.
Yes, exactly. That's why I said I'm not going to.
It's called verbal assault, Pepe. It's against the fucking law.
Right. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
I'm not saying it was like
she didn't assault the guy.
I'm not saying it was like morally okay what she did. But I mean, her saying, "Oh, I wish ISIS," comes and like cuts her heads up. Yeah, it's mean, but I mean, it's not a big deal.
No, you're adding your 2 cents where nobody. It's not even your. You don't even fucking know what's going on, Pepe.
But regardless, I mean, what do you mean it's not a big deal? What does that mean exactly?
It means that Pepe doesn't like the Jews, and every second he gets, he wants to say something about the fucking Jews. Say it, Pepe. You don't like the Jews.
Okay, so if I was to say to like some Nigerian Yoruba that lives here, if I was to say to some like Yoruba, a Nigerian immigrant that lives here, like, gosh, I wish you still lived in Nigeria and Boko Haram cut your head off. It's not a nice thing to say, but at the end of the day, Boko Haram is not coming to the United States.
Don't allow it.
This is face-to-face interaction. This isn't on an audio app. This is a face-to-face interaction. Just because you're a man, you're not she's a woman. However,
no, he's trying to be popular. He's not popular in this conversation.
I'm trying
You're
to
not
gauge
relevant.
Do you condemn a person right
I
now
don't think
because you're
he's
just
trying to be relevant. I don't think that's stop, Brock. You're distracting me from my point. So, like Pepe, like for instance, if anybody were to threaten me, saying that they were going to come and kill me and my family, I would take that as a serious thing, and I would contact authorities because I don't know what somebody's going to do to me, and I want to protect my family. And I guess men and women can think differently about this. However, what she did was wrong, regardless.
Sure. So if a Muslim had told me that
Dad, Pepe, just denounce Nora Bandura. She's an idiot like you.
So if a Muslim would tell me,
no, we're not gonna do it. No.
Pepe, shut the fuck up.
So when it comes, if some Muslim was to tell me that they support Hamas and ISIS and they want them to cut all of our heads off, us Americans and Christians and stuff, I would just say like, okay, look, whatever, fine, fuck you too. I wouldn't. That's different than like making an illicit threat. Like you better watch your fucking back because.
Yeah, Pepe, it's not a big deal to go into the lobby of a building and start screaming out terroristic threats. It's no big deal. It's freedom of speech. You're a fucking idiot.
ISIS isn't going to come, or neither is Hamas especially isn't going to come to the United States and start lopping Jews' heads off. Like that's why I guess.
No, but I think you're confusing. I think you're confusing a few things. It's like nobody. Like I don't think I heard anybody say well, she's getting arrested for assaulting for sure, but like nobody is saying she should go to jail for what she said. The whole point is you can morally condemn someone's speech. Like if there's a person who is just saying like, yeah, listen guys, I just fucking hate all Jews. I support Hitler. Everything that Hitler did is fantastic. I don't see any problems with what he did. Like, I would morally condemn that person. I'd never speak to that person, and most likely I'd never do business or whatever.
You can say, I hate the Jews. You can say, I condemn everyone. Yeah, you're free to say shit. I don't care. But if you go and you assault someone, and then on top of that, you have criminal record already, and if you go and you say, I am plotting with ISIS and, I don't know, I think you said 2 organizations. I am plotting with these terrorist organizations, and I hope that all of them come and kill you. There are 2 things here. One, she is becoming a suspect of actually plotting with them. They need to investigate appears to herself or to other people, and she believes that she is acting in the name of a terrorist organization, there is a high probability that she will actually do something crazy and end up killing someone because she believes in these things. So this is an alarm, and you cannot just let her go. Another thing is that somebody tells you, you know what, I'm tired of the Jews. They're owning the banks. They own the media. We are being all the time watched. That's yeah, whatever. I'm a piece of
That's right. Come on,
I don't
my
care.
drunk.
Oh my God, everybody say goodbye to fucking Brock. I'm tired. So that is an opinion, that is a sentiment. Nobody cares. You have the right to hate whoever you want. You have the right to think whatever you want about people. Nobody cares. You are not free to hurt anyone and to act physically on someone. And the last thing I'm gonna say, when you call for violence, that is already a crime because that is a threat. Harassment is a crime. Calling for violence is a crime. Therefore, that is not freedom of speech anymore. That is already a crime because you're threatening someone's life. That is completely different.
No,
I have a question.
Call for violence. Like Abby, Abby, the lawyer,
Yes.
she's broken it down several times. It has to be an actionable threat. So if you say, if you could say like, I wish or I hope the day comes where all of you guys get the rope, something like that. It doesn't really pass.
Oh my gosh, we are on an audio app. You're like, this
No,
is an audio app.
No, it has
You
to
don't
be
need text it
actionable.
with all
So,
that
like, in other words,
audio app.
if you were to say, like,
Person.
shut the fuck up, man.
You guys forgot that Pepe was once a boxer. He definitely has TBI.
No, but don't talk to me like that.
Everybody's interrupting me. It's fucking
I know, but
annoying.
don't talk to me like that.
All right, my apologies.
Thank you.
If you say something like, for example, you call a fucking synagogue and you say like, oh, you guys better watch your fucking backs because something could happen. Okay, that's an actionable threat. Okay, especially if you live right next to the fucking synagogue, you're going to go to jail for that. That is clearly a threat. But it's not as black and white.
Yeah, it's not black and white being in a lobby in a building screaming out, I support Islamic Jihad. I hope they kill you all. Yeah, it's not so black and white. God, did you get it? How bad was that boxing match when your fucking head got crammed in?
What is she going to do? Fly Hamas out?
What are you going to do, Pepe? That's probably the more important question. What are you going to do?
I would love to see Hamas get past the TSA checkpoint in customs into the United States. Like, that's going to fucking happen. I mean, it's stupid. But I guess also it's just like, and then the thing that stands out the most, when is the last time you've seen a female jihadi with a gun in the United States that's committed?
Happens all the time, Pepe.
I've heard of one off the top of my head where her husband.
So medieval women?
And they both shot up
Medieval jihadist women?
in the United States that carried out an attack.
Did you hear about the Muslim woman that broke into Google YouTube and killed 3 people there, then killed herself? It happens, Pepe.
That was not because of Islam.
She was are you fucking? It wasn't because of Islam.
No, it's because they demonetized her account.
Well, the point is she had a serious mental health problem.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with Islam. It had to do with them demonetizing.
Well, she's an Iranian Muslim woman.
So what?
She's not a native-born American. She was here on a visa.
Yeah, but Christians commit
No, not here on a
not
visa.
because of religion. Who cares?
I wanted your guys' opinion on this. So, at some point she talks about how Jesus Christ she says something along the lines of Jesus Christ is her Lord and Savior, essentially. And she comes up, like, in that moment, she also says, and how dare you say that Mary's a whore and stuff like that. It's almost like it kind of put, like, a headshot on Christians as if she was trying to, like, maybe cosplay as a Christian for a moment there. Did anybody get that?
Listen, there is no doubt that Clubhouse does not play a significant role into that dingbat's fucking IQ or consciousness or communication. I mean, it was like watching Clubhouse play out in real time. It was amazing. It was an expansion of your own consciousness into the YouTube realm, and her essentially feeding back Clubhouse back to the camera, and here we are again talking about Nora Bandura and Diego's love affair live!
Okay, do you believe in morally condemning
able to condemn Nora for what she said.
Yeah, I'll condemn her. I think she was over the top.
Okay, so then how can you say what she said is no big deal though?
Oh, sure. I mean, I guess me personally, I'm not some faggot, whiny Jew that would put a phone in her face. I would have probably just laughed it off.
Some faggot whiny Jew that put a phone in her face? You must really love the Jews, Pepe! Pepe for the Jews! Pepe for the Jews, everybody! Pepe loves the Jews!
I would have probably just been like, okay, Lieutenant, calm down. All right, it's not that serious. I'm just like gone about my day. I'm not gonna.
But that's because you're a human being without a serious mental health problem. But when a Jew fucks with the right...
Stop yelling!
I guess at the end of the day, I'd say like this woman's unwell. I didn't deal with her shit, make her day worse, and I don't want to make my day worse. I would just move on.
The point is, Pepe, you come in these rooms and you gaslight with your stupidity. It's just incredible.
I don't think he's guessing. I think he really thinks that.
No, he does. Pepe says the most horrendous things about Jews all the time. He's a fucking Jew-hating little rat. He's an anti-Semitic, low IQ, far-right extremist on the internet with his collective of awesome far-right extremists. You're a fucking loser, Pepe.
What did I say that's Jew-hating?
Wait, and why does
You say Jew hate shit on this app 24/7. You're a fucking moron.
I can't stand that.
I'm just saying, how can you have the position of morally condemning someone for what they say, but then also say, well, yeah, but who really cares what she said? I'll just brush it off. Like how does that make sense?
That's right. Yeah, how does it make sense?
Because people have
Like for the look at, you can be like, this is on my
Yeah. People
Yeah,
have
people do have
moments.
moments.
You know who also had a moment? The guys that crashed into the buildings on 9/11. You also know who had a moment? The guy that wanted to kill Trump. You know who also had a moment? The fucking Muslims that have been creating terrorist attacks in Europe over the past week.
And
There
they
has
must
been
be
like
deprived
5
of it.
terrorist
So
attacks
before Trump's rhetoric
in
in his
Belgium,
election,
in München, in
before his
Hamburg,
first
in
election.
Austria. Like, yeah, those are also moments, Pepe. And in a moment, you can kill someone.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean,
And at what
once again,
point
I
are
would
we
call her
to take
pussy
a
cat
threat
for a
to
reason.
be serious? And
Wait, I can't hear.
Your microphone is shit today, Pepe. Thank God it's low, but
I'm
we
surprised
can
you're not going to
barely hear
prosecute.
you.
I don't know if you
and Pepe,
you don't realize that.
you were not threatened by Nora in that moment. Like,
And I don't think you read a lot of books, but there's a lot of books that have explored this topic.
That is only going to it can possibly radicalize others to maybe want to jump on the train and do things like that too. So it's like, I mean, at some point you have to be proactive in like protecting people. If you
Not all those attacks
For sure. So can you hear me okay now?
There's probably more Jews that are being attacked nowadays that we never get to see.
yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
No.
Okay, so I would say that when it comes to she obviously made a statement saying
Law
that she
enforcement does not
supports or
attempt
she's
to
I forget what
formally and
support. I
uniformly
think she
enforce
said
traffic
she's
laws, especially as it regards to
collaborating.
speeding. Because that would
Oh my
cause
God! Shut up! Your microphone is horrible.
She was saying. So she was saying that she was like somehow working with.
Yeah, she said we want jihad.
So I mean, yeah, I think she's going to get investigated, and especially the fact that she worked with CARE. They're probably going to look like comb through her background. That's fine. She put herself in that position. I guess. So you said, oh, those people just had a moment. I guess when it comes to her though, I'm not too particularly worried about someone like Nora just from her personality. I doubt she
We're
would
not
do
talking about
anything
being
like that.
worried. We're not talking about being worried about Nora. We're talking about morally condemning what she said.
I already did that. So what?
Yeah, well, that's my question. My initial question was, can you condemn what she said? And if you do, how can you say it's no big deal? What would be the point of saying, yeah, what she said is no big deal. I don't really care, but I'll morally condemn her. Yeah, like.
It's like, yeah, she's just.
What kind of position is that? You're essentially, to me, you're just saying words to say words at that point.
Well, no, I mean.
No, it's because I'm a hate-filled person who loves spreading hate all the time. I don't have anything interesting or intelligent to actually talk about. So for me, this is the best I've got. My name's Pepe.
That's why everybody kicks you out of rooms and nobody comes into your rooms. Okay. So
Because I'm not the cool, intelligent person who spreads hate and Jew hate 24/7. Sorry, I'm Lao Tzu, not Pepe.
So I mean, holy shit! Now I just lost my train of thought.
You had nothing important or intelligent to say anyways, Pepe.
Oh my god. So
It would have just been the same bullshit you've said the past 10 times.
So it's kind of like to me, it's somebody was somebody was upset. It's just like they're having a really bad day, and they're just like, "You fat bitch, leave me the fuck alone." And the woman so happens to be fat. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Now, I personally would, I would say, wow, that was a hurtful thing to say. But at the end of the day, it's just like, well, in a moment she said she shot off her mouth.
No, it wasn't saying an opinion. It wasn't her saying, I hate Jews. It was her saying, we're going to kill you. We're going to kill all of you. We want jihad. That is different.
Did she say she hopes that they do, or did she say
she said, I demand jihad. I want ISIS to kill all of the Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's not a threat.
I can't defend that.
Well, I can't.
Bro, nobody's saying that it's a threat. Nobody's asking for this girl to go to jail because of what she said. Literally nobody. I asked you morally condemn, or did you also say I understand? But then I'm asking. You're just brushing it off. That's my entire point. It's like saying like, yeah, baby, I love you, but then it's like you're just saying words. Like you don't mean any of it.
Not.
You're just saying things just to say them.
No, you can't tell me respectfully. You can't tell me what I mean. But I would say this: she's upset and has been upset since October 7th about dead children. And dead people in Gaza. Now she's upset for that reason. And so she's basically wishing. She's saying she wishes death on Jews because of course she's being bigoted by blaming all Jews. I get it, but it's just kind of like why does she feel that way? Is it something that
because Islam is a completely garbage religion that has no idea on how to value, and as a result, your moral positions are fucking retarded. That's why every day I be in her room telling her about how garbage Islam is. But because these people can't evaluate properly, then when they when they say, I hate children dying. Well, okay, I hate children dying as well, but what makes me different that I could put the moral blame on Hamas and she can't?
And Pepe, she has felt this.
Wait, did you just leave the room?
7. She had there was already resentment towards.
I think you left the room.
Well, no, they had resentment.
I think you just missed what I said. Yeah, I think you just missed.
No, I didn't miss it as I swiped out for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so what she said, she basically was, she was obviously scapegoating any Jew that she came across and tying it into her feelings about the Middle East, the Gazans, the Palestinians, whatever. And obviously I'm biased because I've talked to Nora and her and I have always gotten along. So, and we all know I've said horrible shit about Muslims, the Prophet. I think it's a death cult. I'm not a fan of Muslims.
I also heard you right after October 7th, Nora was spouting out exactly what she said to that guy in person. She was spouting out in Clubhouse, and you pushing back against her on it too. So I don't know that you do, like, you will push back on shit that, and I remember strongly that you were pushing back on her and telling her to shut the fuck up, right? You did not, what she was saying, you did not morally agree with at that time. And I don't know if you think differently now, but just want to point out.
No, I don't think differently, but once again, I'm biased. Like, that's
You're
why
not biased, because in that moment, your genuine, like, live moment.
No, I'm biased because I know Nora.
You said that to her, and you were very distraught.
Why would that be biased?
Coming out of her mouth.
Well,
That's like saying like you have like a German wife and like like Hitler. I'm biased. My wife's German.
Sure. So how I would treat Nora?
Well, yeah, you could be biased. Bias is simply the fact that you have a high likelihood to lack objectivity because of whatever factor. It can be that you like Germans too much, or that you know a person, so you already have got a judgment of them. So that is bias. And bias is normal. We are all biased.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm biased because I know Nora. So if that was a woman I didn't know,
So what if Cesaro
so if it was a woman I didn't know, okay, I would probably look at her a lot. In fact, the fact that I know about Nora and her background, at least much more than I would a stranger, I'm obviously going to feel less confused, and if I was dealing with her, and I would be gentle, and so cognitively that is something when I assess.
That is a problem, though, Pepe.
Yeah, that's
Especially with a person that you morally condemn. That's what I'm saying. Like that's such a weird position to have.
If
Like if I see Nora, I just tell her you're a fucking bigot. Like I don't care. I'll treat you like a stranger on the street.
Right. And just
if
I've been in her rooms like 1,000 times.
Right.
Is it because you find her attractive?
No,
it comes out.
It's not that. It's that. I've never sent her. In fact, most of the time I've spent around her has been in rooms with Diego. So no, we don't never. There's never been flirting or anything like that.
You never know.
No, I'm not into that. But no, I mean Nora, in the rooms we just talk about everyday shit. I don't know. It's just like she said things that I strongly disagree with, but at the end of the day, I find her to be, especially if we're not talking about the Middle East, a rather nice person. I don't know. I just don't look at her as a bad person.